Mecca, you cool? Are you okay? The audacity, the way I want all of the ladies to pretty much just walk out. Okay, maybe Michelle, but baby, Sean clocked Michelle. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Okay, Sean definitely clocked Michelle, but I just wanted all of the ladies to either kick the men out of the retreat or to get up and just get the heck on. Okay, let's talk about it. Married at first sight.
How we get up, just call back, right back. We can spend, then get it right back, man. She just gotta want all of that, so that's why I bought.
I am back, guys. So what's up? Married at First Sight. Here we are. I do believe this is episode 16. So we are getting closer and closer to the end of the season. Okay. We are getting closer and closer to decisions, okay, being made. But right now, I need y'all to like up this video. I also need you guys to subscribe to the channel if you have yet to do so. Okay. And let us go ahead and get into the episode. So first off, we start with Adam and Marissa. So this is after the group dinner. This is after Sean has gotten Adam together. Okay. And Adam's still mad. Adam said it's a shame to even be, what did he say, affiliated with them or something like that, as if it's not a shame to be affiliated with you. But okay. So he's still upset with Sean. He says that he's carrying the energy right into the couples retreat. He ready to pop off on Sean again. He ready to get some stuff started. Meanwhile, Sean and Nikki are headed home. And I said, okay, the producers must have been listening to me because they knew that I wanted to get the reaction of Sean and Nikki. I wanted to know, how did Nikki feel about what Sean did? Nikki says that Sean's comments to Adam was inflammatory. She was a bit shook. She couldn't believe that was happening. Sean says that he intended to poke the bear a bit. Now, see, this is crazy because you intended to do it, but then you get over there and you apologize to that man later on, saying, oh, those weren't really my intentions. Whole time it was every bit of your intentions. So I cannot wait to see how things go at the reunion. So either way, Sean says that he intended to poke the bear because Adam jokes a lot and he presents a character. And he doesn't really like that, right? And Nikki says she agrees. He does do that. So she gets it. Meanwhile, you have Felipe and Tori. So he says that he can see why Kim and Adam aren't confident in him. Okay. Based on things that he has done, he understands why his friends were on his head. So he thought he and Tori would have been more of a unit, though. He felt like she was punishing him by not defending him. And she says, looking in this in totality, this came about because you voiced your own opinions. Be clear. Without talking to me about how you were feeling, you decided to talk to the entire group, therefore embarrassing me. And you know what else? When you did what you did, I defended you. I defended you the first time that you did it. But moving forward, I'm not going to do that no more. All of this is on you. You're trying to figure out somebody to place the blame on. Go look in the mirror because it's not me. Okay. So she says that she can only be considered or consider it. No, I think she said she can only be considered for so long without being considered. Like she can only consider him for so long without him considering her. And I think that goes for anybody, right? So she says she is no longer going to be defending him, as I feel like she should and shouldn't, right? Until he rises to the proper occasion, okay, for her, then she can go about defending him when he shows her a bit more or something. But I do not fault her at all for not wanting to defend him right now. Right? She says, I'm going to let you figure this out. And I also feel like that's her way of trying to get him to man up because she sees how everybody else comes to his aid in his family. More so the sister, the mom, and likely the daddy too. So I think that I'm not going to say that she was punishing him because I don't think that she was punishing him. I think she felt exactly how everybody else felt. You need to get these lashings because if it's not going to resonate with you from me, from Paul, maybe you'll hear it better from your friends. So I really didn't see anything wrong with her falling back on that. Okay, I understand you came to her and you apologized or whatever, and you guys had that talk, but you also told her that you were going to show her. So why does she have to defend you when this is your turn to show her? So show her. Okay, so she says that it's mentally been a lot for her, and I'm sure, right? So he says they need to act like they're partners if they're going to be partners. Who you talking to, baby? Who you talking to? Who you talking to, love? Because I know you're not talking about being the same partners that we was at the table the other time when you said that you like to hunch on a lot of women. Them the type of partner, what kind of partner you talking about? If we going to be partner, we need to act like, wait, you first. You go first. No. You go first. Thank you. I'm glad she handled him. Okay, the way that she did. And I don't know, maybe Felipe getting in this relationship with Tori and it being them being together for a short amount of time, maybe she could teach him a lot in this short amount of time than anybody else he's ever really been in a relationship with. Maybe he'll learn a lot from this situation. We shall see. But let's get to Mecca and Belle because he's trying to see what's wrong with her. Let's keep going, honey. He tried to see was Belle trying to get herself together so she can get in his bed. She's not really trying to talk to him, but he wants her to continue to talk to him. It kind of makes me think about when they were in the studio. She brought him to her job. Okay. He's keep wanting to talk about what's wrong and I'm in trouble. And it's like, hey man, I need a breather. Like, can you just chill? Can you just hold what you got for a second, please? Right. So that's the energy that Belle was trying to come with. At least, well, that's how he acted in the bathroom for me was similar to how he acted at the studio for the most part. So while he's over there trying to get her attention or talk to her, figure out what's going on with her, she tells him, like, I don't know what you want me to say, what you want me to do. Like, I don't know what you want in this moment. Right. And I think he told her to just say whatever's on her mind. She's like, bro, just give me a break. Just give me a break. God, dog. Like, just give me, can I have a break, please? Okay. So I think he kind of walks off, but you could say that she was still pissed. She was really pissed and more aggravated, not just at what he said at the group dinner, but also the fact that you just not giving her space so that she could process everything that just happened. You all up in here with yours. Just scoot back a little bit. Thank you. So he continues to talk and she gets in the bed and she just pretty much ignores him. And I said, good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Ignore him. And then for me, it's the fact that he was acting like he did not know why she was upset. You know exactly what you did. You know exactly what you said to make her mad. Stop playing with us. Okay, let's get to Devin and Felipe because Devin is talking about he and Caitlin and how they're so excited for this retreat. He says that he doesn't know whether to make a move or not to make a move. Okay, sound like Monica. I should make a move, but I won't. I know you probably thinking something is wrong. Either way, okay. They haven't kissed yet since Mexico. They haven't kissed since Mexico, and he says that he is a dedicated guy, especially if he feels like it's worth fighting for, and he feels like they have some deep core stuff going on that's worth fighting for. So I'm like, do y'all? Maybe they've discovered this deep core thing between them over the past week, I suppose. Either way, good luck. Nikki says things were getting better with her and Sean, but sometimes she does feel like he takes jabs at her. Okay. Nikki, I believe you. I believe that he does. I feel like Sean can operate like he is a goody two shoes to the point where can't nobody else be better than him, including his own spouse. And I just feel like at some point he may try and compete with you. And I just feel like that's a recipe for a disaster. So, um, as much as I wanted you guys to figure it out, I want you to say no. I don't want him in your house. I'm not going to hold you. I don't want him in your house. I don't want his name on the deed or anything to your home. Mm-mm. Okay, I want him to go on. I'm not gonna hold you, girl. But you know, if you want to continue to date him or something, just get the divorce first, okay? But either way, Nikki says things were getting better, and she feels like he takes jabs because this is what this man told Nikki. Ready to turn heads as the newest bombshell in the villa? Great. Let's talk about it. Because I didn't think a mobile game would have me this invested. But hey, here we are. I've been playing Love Island, the game, and it genuinely feels like I'm starring in my own season of the show. First, you build your own islander, hairstyles, colors, outfits, makeup. There's a lot to play with, actually. Then you're in the villa, finding your match while dodging the drama. If you've watched the show like I have, you'll spot the classic challenges as well. And yes, Casa Amor does make an appearance. You get pulled from your partner, dropped in with a fresh batch of islanders, and it's decision time. Do you stay loyal or do you let your head get turned by a new bombshell? Every choice you make actually shapes your relationships and where the story goes. Packed full of romance, drama, and plot twists, this is exactly the game for anyone who's into romance stories and choices that actually carry weight. Now, your Steamy Villa adventure starts now. There are multiple seasons to play through. The newest season, Starstruck, is still releasing new volumes every week, and a brand new season launches in October. Go check out Love Island the game. The link is below. Let me know who steals your heart or who breaks it. Your perfect match is waiting. Download Love Island the game now. This is what this man told Nikki. She's a 10 in Seattle, but a 7 in New York. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? That is insane. And why does it matter about what's going on in New York when y'all live over here? Sean, baby, I need you to understand this though. You'll still be a 2 in whichever state it is. So worrying about what she's like, that's crazy because you'll never be a 10 in either of the states. And the only reason you get the 2 points is because you have the D and the R before your name. Okay, that is why. Okay, but good luck. Devin and Caitlin, he tells her they haven't been very romantic and he wants to be more physical, right? He wants to be more physically connected to her before decision day. I don't feel like what he's asking for is wrong because for me, I never thought he was talking about the SE or the X. Okay, he confirms that that's not what he's talking about. He's just talking about affection, right? Hugs, kisses. I also feel like, well, Devin, you could have just said you would like to see more affection versus physically connected. I feel like you said physically connected because if she wanted to go down that road, you probably would have been like, okay, cool. But when you saw her reaction, you was like, oh, I'm not talking about that though, but I'm talking about hugs and kisses. Okay, but that's what he says he was talking about. All right. Either way, Caitlin says her attraction stems from stability. Right. She says if she feels okay, I guess safe, understood, she needs an emotional connection first. I feel like he's been trying to give you that. I feel like he's been very patient with you. He hasn't been rushing you. This man has been apologizing for things that he hasn't even done wrong. Like, what more do you want from me? Okay. So he says he understands, but ask if she can see something with him. Like, can you? I don't think that's a wrong question to ask you. Like, can you? I need to know like what's in your head as I go into decision day as well. And he also asked her, what's the hurt in just trying it? I guess trying to be affectionate with him, right? He's not asking too much different than what Sean was asking in the beginning. And notice I said in the beginning, okay? What Sean was asking of Nikki in the beginning, all right? He wants to be with he want to be with Caitlyn. So we'll see. Caitlyn says, there is a desire there. So she says the couples retreat is an opportunity to dive more into the physical connection. No, I think the couples retreat is more of an opportunity for you to dive into distraction. To be so busy interacting with other couples and other people that you don't have to sit and be entertained fully by Devin. That's what I think. And I also want to go back to Nikki and Sean real quick. Because when Nikki says that Sean takes shots at her and then she turns around and says, I took it in and I listened and figured like maybe that's how he communicates. Maybe that's da da da. Nikki, you know what I think? I think that man could have potentially either hunched on you good or chewed on you good. Okay. Just I think one of the two things may have happened, which is why you're now trying to rationalize the jabs that he's taking at you. Okay, like, okay, maybe that's just how he thinks, or maybe that's how he talks, or maybe that's just, or ooh, no, ma'am. Mm-mm. 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 Mm. You had it right the first time. It ain't too much has changed since the beginning when you felt like he was taking little jabs, okay? But I see some over there in that world got you thinking a little different. Okay, let's keep going. Sean is now getting ready to go take a shower, honey. And listen, I feel like the producers has seen that Sean was getting dragged all over social media for him just wiping off the sweat or whatever, trying to jump in the bed. That they needed to put this little particular clip in to let us know that he was going to take a shower. Nikki over there trying to cook, trying to figure out how to do the mac and cheese. I guess the way that her mom does it, but she's having issues with the stove. She has to call her mom. She figures it out. Sean and her mom talk. Okay. Mom asked him if he's taking care of her daughter, which she already know the answer to that. Okay. Most mamas do when they asking this question. He says, yes, he's doing his level best. Okay. Oh, I make sure the doors are open. She got her coffee. She got my card to go to the store and get whatever it is that she needs. I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part, and all of those things are good and cute, but how are you emotionally for her? Are you a safe space for her? And see, mama knew she really couldn't get into the things how she wanted to. So she said, that's fine, we'll talk another time. But those questions will definitely be coming. Mecca and Belle, they go out to the hot tub, right? She's not over what he said. And I don't think you should be over. Okay. I think that you should sit with it. I think that you should listen. Okay, hold on to that because he's telling you a lot. Okay, and I feel like don't let it be a third time because this is his second time of him saying he's just not that into you. And this second time he was more blunt with it. The third time I thought you would have heard him upstairs, but you didn't. I really don't think you should get to a third time. He's so disappointing. I had high hopes for you, Mecca, and you have dropped every episode, fell down a little bit. Okay. So she says she hasn't forgiven him for that comment of him not being attracted to her. And then she says that she thinks the dinner is going to be a topic of discussion. Once the group get together, so much happened at the dinner, right? At the group session. That's why she thinks a lot is going to be talked about from Sean and Adam, from Tori and Felipe, from me and you. Like it's going to be a lot, right? So she tells him that he caught her off guard with the comment that he made and it ended up shutting her down. And she didn't like how he chose his words because he lacked consideration for her. And Mecca's like, oh, no, I didn't say that. I said, oh, here you go with the same Sean amnesia. You don't remember what you said, but I will say you were quicker to come to accountability than Sean was. He says that he didn't say to me, it was for me. Right? No, he said, I said it was to me. I'm sorry. It wasn't for me. When it came, oh, she's pretty to me. Right? But she wasn't pretty for me. And I'm like, it seemed like you said both of them. Like, oh yeah, she's pretty to me. Okay, she's pretty girl, but is she pretty enough for me? Right? I feel like it was a little bit of both. So he says that if I did say for, like that would be mad, disrespectful, and rude. Well, guess what, love? You were mad, disrespectful, and rude. Okay? So nasty and so rude. So he apologizes to her and says that he's even mad that he said anything like that. So he's in a zone and she's like, what are you thinking? What's wrong? And he was like, just disappointed. Miss me with it. Miss me with it. Miss me with it. You may have been disappointed in that moment, but then you go over here with your boys and nah, she ain't my type of shit. I feel away. And then we'll get into it. So Belle says, this isn't the first time you've said something like this, though. And that's giving me pause because how many more sideways comments am I going to have to hear? If I decide to move forward and I get into this marriage, further into this marriage with you, are you going to hit me with that? Baby, don't skip out. Skip out. You deserve somebody that's going to be attracted to you right out the gate. You're a gorgeous girl. And I think Belle knows that, okay? Gorgeous girl. You ain't got time cuz I hope she said no. Because Mecca, to me, you may have never, not granted, yes, a person can grow on you, right? Y'all can grow on each other. Y'all may not have the same interests over time. Y'all may develop them. Whatever the case is, you see a hint of cuteness in them, but not 100%. Like, I don't know. People, they about can grow on you, okay? But I feel like at the marriage level, no. I feel like girlfriend, boyfriend, just getting to know a person level, like talking phase, possibly yes. Yes. But you deserve more than that. And I feel a way that Mecca, who is not a bad looking guy himself, however, you walking around like you Tyler LaPlay, or is it LaPlee? However you say his name, you walking around like you him or something. You don't. You don't. And I wouldn't like it if he said that to somebody like, oh, you're not pretty, cute enough for me, whatever, either way to me and married now. But all in all, like you walking around like you the baddest thing and you not. For you to even have the audacity, like you're not an unattractive guy, but at the same time, you ain't all that. For you to be saying this to her and she over here having to deal with you and your stuff. I don't like that. I don't like that. Either way, another thing Belle did that I did not like from her was when she was expressing how she felt to him, she was smiling and laughing. He needs to know that you mean business. Okay? I understand he in his head or whatever he wants to tell you, but you shouldn't have laughed. I feel like you did what Marissa does, kind of laugh it off a bit. I didn't like that. So she says he and Felipe, this is where she did get a bit serious. She says, you and Felipe are used to being alone, so you guys lack consideration for others. And when you have somebody else with you, like in a marriage, you have to consider that other person, hands down. Hands down. And I really kind of feel like it was nobody else's business if you weren't attracted to her from the beginning. I kind of, especially after y'all have agreed, let you tell it, that you guys are going to go into decision day saying yes to each other. I just don't feel like that was nobody like it. It was such an unnecessary comment. It was such an unnecessary comment. It just was stupid. So either way, that's what's going on. Belle feels like she's at a roadblock right now. She needs to feel comfortable to know that it won't happen again. And she doesn't know if she'll be able to get that by decision day. And you won't. Okay. She says, I got to look out for Belle now. Yes, you do. And always had to. Absolutely. Now, Adam and Marissa, right? He's talking about pickleball. So they getting ready to go to the retreat. He's talking about pickleball again. I'm pickled out. I am pickled out. I hope they have a pickleball court. I'm pickled out. I am. I'm tired of hearing about it. Cameron is like, now we're going to see what these couples really are like. And I was like, ew. Ew. Now we're going to see what these couples are really like. Ew. You should really focus on going deeper with the person that you with. Ew. So everyone hops on the road for the couples retreat. Tori is having car issues, right? She's having to really do everything by herself. So she has to pull over. The car done ran hot. Felipe didn't even try to hop out the car to pop the hood to see what's going on. And you know what? I'm not going to fault him for that, because if you don't know what you're doing, don't even try to attempt to look under the hood and mess anything up or make it worse. But what really bothered me was the fact that when she said she needed to call somebody, he just sat there holding her hand. He didn't try to reach out to somebody or anything. I'm wondering who called the Uber. Was it you or was it production? Right? I said he's really just there for moral support. That's literally what I put in my notes. And then later on, when they got on the road, I overhear him talk about being there for moral support when she talks about going to get a new car. He said he wouldn't know anything about that. He'll just be there for moral support. That's on her. Tori, I'm glad you're somebody that can handle your own. But if you're a person that often looks out for yourself, handle your own, being the strong person, at some point, that's not what you want in a partner. That's not what you want in a partner. I don't want to have to always think. I want you to think for me. Sometimes, not all the time. Okay, don't worry about it, baby. I got it. I'll take no. Sit right there. I got it. I'll figure it out. All right. Don't you worry your pretty little head. I'm gonna make sure we get somebody out here to get this car and do this, to do that, or whatever. Like, I don't know. I just didn't like how he laid back and just chilled. And obviously, she didn't like it either. Okay. She didn't like that. So you get Devin, Caitlin, Cameron, and Michelle. They all seem to have had the same idea. Let's get there as early as we can so we can choose the beds that we want. And you know what? I'm with y'all. I'm with y'all. Okay. What time y'all want us to get on the road? At 10. Let me gas up the night before. Matter of fact, I'm about going to put all the bags in the car too. Let's get all the bags or whatever Lord, the night before. So it's very little we need to do in the morning, and we can hop on the road and get straight there so I can go and choose my room. Period. I need to be the first ones crossing the threshold. Hello. But Felipe and Tori, they had car trouble. And what's crazy is that they still got there before Sean and Nikki. I said, wait, now where the hell? I could have sworn it was daylight when y'all left. Where is y'all at? How many places did you stop? So we are seeing them in the car. Sean is driving, right? So Nikki talks about bumping into Michelle, right? And reflecting on what she said about their relationship, them not being a match or whatever the case is. Now, although they do like these two together, Cam and Shell together, I'm calling Michelle Shell. Sean thinks, and let me tell y'all, Sean was kind of on it. But I kind of felt conflicted too, because I was like, I don't disagree with you, Sean, but you do need to figure out what's going on over there with you and Nikki. Okay? While you talk about repeating habits, some of that stuff sound like Nikki to me, and she dealing with you. So Sean thinks when they have conflict, when it comes to Cam and Michelle, it's going to be about Michelle doing what she always does in relationships. So Nikki is like, what's she doing? I'm like, girl, I don't know. What does she do? So he says, and that's accepting whatever the guy has to offer, but she's not getting what she really needs. Baby, huh? Huh? I wonder. I kind of would. I want to kind of agree, but Cam does not seem like that bad of a guy at all. I will say Cam does things when it comes to like the other people's relationships, so like acting like he an expert type thing, and I can't stand that just because you got an easy, optimistic partner. But I don't like that part. But I also feel like he's not a bad guy though. You know what I'm saying? Could she be accepting whatever because he keeps talking about her being optimistic, whereas he's not? She also, I believe Sean brought up the fact that Michelle was one of the main people who set the standards that she wanted a guy to make a certain amount of money and all of that. And I'm like, well, Nikki had that too. She decided to go a little lower so that you could meet her threshold, so you could be up there on that level. Okay. But I mean, she had the high standards as well. Right. So he says that Cam doesn't have a lot of what it is that Michelle wants. And I'm like, well, what else does Michelle want? What else does she want? Okay. Now maybe she found something different in him, and maybe, you know, maybe the guys she's dated before may have made all the money, right? But they just weren't great guys. It's possible that he doesn't make enough, but he's giving her all that she needs emotionally, potentially. IDK. Being devil's advocate just a little bit, okay? But I do wonder. But I feel like he kind of clocked that right too, though. Okay. Because it's also the layer of what are we not seeing with Cam and Michelle. When we see these two together, it's always like, I don't even want to say corny or anything like that, but it's not much conflict. And truth be told, okay, those type of relationships do exist where people don't have conflicts. Okay. And they know how to talk things out and all of the other stuff, you know. So I mean, maybe they don't have a conflict. Who knows? But I wouldn't be surprised if she is also not getting what it is she really wants. I just need to know what else is it that she really wants. Okay. And so he then goes on to say, she wanted a guy that made a certain amount of money. Cam doesn't have a lot of what she wants. And it's no different than her past relationships. Okay. And he feels like the real stuff hasn't really hit them yet. The stuff they need to argue about. And that's what I would like to see. It's probably going to happen off camera, potentially. But either way, Caitlyn is back at the house. Okay, with everybody else. And she's now saying that she feels great about her and Devin, and she wants to give him more of the go ahead to, touch her physically or whatever the case, get more affectionate with her. And so Sean, right, him and Nikki ended up making it there. But before we get to them, I was just like, oh, is that right, Caitlyn? Are you saying that because now you see everybody else with their people and you want to feel like included in that, or what? Like, I don't know. Cause just the other day, that's not what you was on. So I don't know. I'm stressing off of not being able to read her too well. So I can imagine what it's like for Devin. Sean has to leave for his mom. He said it's his mom's birthday. He's gonna leave. He's gonna go there, fly out, whatever the case is. I'm not abandoning Nikki at all. We are in an amazing place. So it is what it is. Felipe said, well, let's cheers to your mom. Do y'all think Adam cheers? Adam just looked. So Sean says, let me pull you outside. This is where they have their conversation. He wanted to let him know that how he came across that dinner was pretty much wrong. He acknowledges that, he did take it to another level. He says, and since I don't have the pleasure of being red, it was basically, I enjoyed seeing you turn red. I was like, oh my God, what is going on? Oh my God. Sean was still wearing him out outside. However, they came to a medium. They are good. They worked it out. The only thing is, Sean meant exactly what he meant. All of that. The producers just got in his ear and told him go and apologize to that man. That's what that was. So it's time to play a game, right? It's called Most Likely, and it's like a finger pointing game, and you have to ask questions, or at least you're gonna pull things out the whatever the cup, and it's gonna read something. Who's the most likely to do whatever? Everybody on a count has to point to someone, and maybe somebody will win a trophy. Felipe, well, let me say this. Caitlyn was the person that was voted most likely to get the ick. She also was voted for most likely to opt for a swap if she could. And I feel like that definitely would have been Courtney if she was here. And I'm so glad she's not here, but she's definitely over there on the TikTok, honey, answering all the questions and continuing to gain whatever clout she can off the situation. Okay. Meanwhile, I haven't seen Nick say anything. So best of luck. All right, let's keep going. So then you had Mecca, most likely to self sabotage. Then you had Felipe, who pretty much won because he was the most likely to hunch in public, self sabotage. He was the most likely to flirt with the waitress. He was the most likely to not remember where he was the night before or lie about it. He's most likely the one that was never and will never be ready for marriage. So everybody put it on Felipe. Now, I do feel like a lot of y'all use Felipe as a scapegoat because never ready to be married. I still feel like that's Adam. I don't care what Adam's talking about. Lie about where they were last night, Adam. That's Adam possibly. Mecca, that's possibly you too. Okay. So yeah, hunch in public. I feel like that's Adam too. But okay, let's keep going. So the ladies go away and they chat. They talk about the men putting their foot in their mouths, and then we get from that conversation to Michelle being the person that looked up and how great Cam is and everything. And I think she said that Cam was like he's not into cameras and it's and that. I don't want to hear nobody that's on this show talk about not being into the cameras. I'm not here for all the cameras. Then why would you sign up for a reality show? Stop it. Okay. Bell tells the ladies about Mecca and what he said about not being attracted to her, but then doubling down on it and saying that, she wasn't pretty enough for him. She lets the ladies know that he did apologize to her or whatever. And child, I guess, son. Let's get to the guys because they're over there chatting, and Devin tells the guys that Caitlyn hates the cameras in this experience. Then why sign up, guys? Come on now. Why sign up for the show? Not only did y'all sign up for the show, but you didn't have second thoughts after signing up. And when you got the phone call that, hey, we're choosing you, you still committed and followed through. Signing up really is one thing, and then deciding, hey, I changed my mind. I'm no longer interested. But signing up and committing to the show is crazy only to turn around and say that you're not here for all, scoop back. Stop it. So Cam says that's not a great excuse. Exactly. So Adam tells them about Caitlyn being on her phone. He said, oh yeah, me, Marissa, and them, we all hung out. And when I tell you that Caitlyn was on her phone the entire time, and Devin was very considerate and accommodating of her, and he's just like, I felt like bad for him because it seems like Caitlyn was doing anything possible to stay disconnected to him. Exactly. And now it's bringing me back. So thanks, Adam. It's bringing me back to what I've said about Caitlyn before. Caitlyn is performative. Caitlyn is performative too. It's so many performative people on this season. It's crazy. Because now when y'all get around the group, you want to say, you got it, babe. When Devin was over there in the sink doing cleaning or cooking or whatever. Oh, you got it, babe. I feel really good about him now, and I want him to know that he could touch me and this and that. Now you're being performative. You're trying to psych everybody else out to make them think that you're interested in this guy. That's what's been going on. Just like you didn't like when he said anything negative about you in front of the group, just like you went in front of his own friends and faked and act like you liked him, but then behind the scenes you doing something completely different. Just like you didn't like him bringing up the cameras and how he talks about the cameras. Oh, you bring up the cameras so much, da 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 da. And it was just the facts of the situation. So yeah, Devin, when this conversation was happening, Devin looked hurt. He looked like he wanted to cry again. To see that his friend is seeing how he feels about this situation, like, or not so much to see how he feels, but he's watching it, confirming that how Devin feels about it, he's not wrong because I'm witnessing it. She does not want to be connected to you. But any other time, oh, he's attractive, he's handsome, he's this, he's that. He's been giving you the emotional connection that you need, high key, which is something of what you told your dad. But then when he talks to you about being affectionate, you say that you pretty much need an emotional connection. You need stability in that. You need to feel safe and understood, but that's all he's been giving to you the whole time. Girl, just say you don't like that man, cut your losses, and get off these people's show. Okay. So either way, Mecca tells the guys about him being rude to Belle. Cam asks him, why would you say that? Mecca starts laughing. There's nothing about what you said that's funny. Aside from you being a joke yourself. Like, what? So Cam asks Mecca, is Belle your dream girl? He's like, no, no. I wanted somebody to ask her, is he her dream guy? No. Either way, I feel like Bill would say yeah, but girl, it needs to be no. So Mecca asks, is Michelle yours? And Adam's like, yeah. I'm not Adam, but Cam is like, yes, she is. Adam asks, why isn't Belle your dream girl? Okay, he says that basically he asked, is it because of how she thinks or something like that? And he was like, I mean, it's part of that, but physically, what do you mean how she thinks when all she's been doing is supporting you and your poor mental? What do you mean? It's about how you think that's the problem, not her. So then Adam asked the question straight up. I'm not mad at it. Adam said, are you into white girls? Mecca says no preference, no racial preference. I slick believe it is that he's interested in white girls. He just don't want that social that backlash of saying it on television. If that's what you into, go do you. You just should have been more clear and specific with the experts. Maybe they would have gave you what you wanted. A white blonde headed young lady with a huge rack on her chest. Like that would have been great for you, I'm sure. Right? So he says that he likes a woman that's thicker. Okay. You like a thicker woman. So when I hear thick, especially when I hear a black man saying thick, that's a woman with hips and butt. Okay. Not all of some of them got butt, but no hip. But he wants some back there in the back to grab, which is crazy because it confirms your performativeness. Because didn't you sit up there and tell the guys at the table the other day when you were called out when he was like, when I saw that big old thing, when I saw she was carrying that wagon, knowing that she don't got one, and you being fake? I really want her to slime him. Y'all know how it used to be on Nickelodeon, the double dare. I want him to get slimed. I'm so sorry. But either way, Mecca says that he likes a thicker girl, but he wants a girl with a bigger rack up here. He says that he be afraid to ask her to get her chest done. You should be afraid. And she should never do that for you. If she does that, that needs to be something that she wants to do. You're not worthy of getting that up out of her, sir. You're not. So he says that he's been staring at her lately, though. I've been staring at her lately trying to find the attraction. Y'all know when I hear Mecca talk about her, about Belle, it makes me think about Cam Newton when he discusses Jazzy. They'll keep you around to not be lonely and to keep whatever good parts of you from somebody else. But it don't be giving interested for real. But okay, let's keep going. He then says, I like her dimples. I like her dimples. Be quiet. So Cam is taking it back and he's like, I'm not used to this. I'm used to being around people that have more maturity. Okay, people that are not superficial, they're emotionally aware. Like I'm not. This is childish. Cam, hush. You are used to being around people that think and act just like Mecca because you over there coaching them right now. Be clear. You coach them every day. Stop it. Anywho, but I feel you though at the same time because like what is going on? Nah, I feel you. But Mecca says when it gets old, it gets no, I'm sorry, not Mecca, but Cam says, when it gets old, it gets ugly. Same thing that I think he told Felipe. Cause y'all got a lot of similarities here. What's going on? So Mecca, and it's crazy how they do because Mecca grew up without his mom. Meanwhile, Felipe grew up with his mama doing everything for him. Anywho, Mecca says that he likes what he likes and wants what he wants. But then why are you here, love? Cam said, why not call it exactly? So Mecca says it's bigger than that, but I like her personality and it really supersedes everything. Nah, you here for the cameras. That must be what it is. So he says that I think Adam asked, can she become your dream girl? And he was like, yeah, she can. Well, if she can become your dream girl and you already knew this and you already knew you were taking a liking to her, why would you say that? Clown. Clown. That's all I can think of. Felipe goes to check on Tori, right? And she wants him to put himself in her shoes and how she could be feeling from the things that he's done. Felipe is confused on what she wants, right? And she thought he'd consider her, but he doesn't. Okay. Tori can't express what Felipe said or did because he's like, what did I say? What did I do? All right. So this is about the game. So y'all know they played the game earlier. Most likely he was the one to win that award. He stands up and he gives a speech because I remember being taken aback. Like this man is really giving a speech, embracing what these people are saying about you as though you're a joke. You're embracing the fact that people see you as a joke and an unserious guy. Really? And maybe that's a part of your personality, like the joking part. I don't know. But I could tell Tori didn't like that. And I'm kind of in the middle a little bit on both sides. Like, I understand how Tori is feeling about him embracing what people said. But at the same time, what you want him to do? He didn't say that about himself. Other people said it about himself. And here's the real issue. Tori, you don't like him, baby. And that is okay. You do not like this man, okay? You definitely have a sour taste in your mouth with the fact that not only did he not help you figure out help for your vehicle, when he gets in a new vehicle with you and you talk about going to car shopping, he sat up there and told you, I'll just be there for moral support. I don't know nothing about that. I can't help you with that. He's showing you more and more less of a man than what you would really want. And that's your real issue. And I feel like you're trying to find other things to make it be the issue as to why he's disappointing you or whatever. And I'm not saying you can't be mad at that, but I don't think that's your overall issue in that moment. It's a combination of things. And you've already pretty much assigned him back when y'all were in that car. Back when y'all was in that car. For real, for real. So he says that he doesn't think she trusts him and she is more concerned about what other people think about him. I don't feel like he wrong in that. I don't. I feel like, one, you're right. She does not trust you. And two, she does care more about what other people think. She do. That's true. But her real issue with you is not that. So he feels like he is taking it all from everyone and now having it come from her when he didn't even do anything this time. He's feeling away. And I just remember putting in my notes like, I'm confused. Like, oh, Tori, baby, you don't want the man, but you're sitting over here torturing yourself. Like, girl, just end it. It's okay. Right? So I think that's what she ends up saying. Like, I can't do this. I'm tired of doing this or whatever the case is or whatever. And so he says, okay. He says, I'm sorry. And that was it. Okay. And then I think he told her maybe we're just not compatible. And she said, maybe not. I said, great. Great. Let's move on. I don't know why I have not gotten to the next episode yet, but I don't know why I feel like these two may make up or something. Producers may tell her to sleep on it or something. I don't know. That's what I feel, but I'm hoping it's not the case. But maybe she needed to, maybe Felipe will get it together after he actually hears that she don't want him. Right? Like, I'm done. Because he goes downstairs, he's all sad and shocked, and everybody like, what's going on? What's going on? Like, what's that? What happened? Like, Felipe, talk to us. Like, Adam go over there like, brother, like, what's up? And I was like, okay, the men trying to support. Okay, I guess. And then Adam says, give him, not Adam, but Sean said, give him a second, give him a second, give him a second. I was like, yeah, give him a little second, give him a little second. Okay. And so he says, I think Tori just broke up with me. Nah, baby, it ain't a thing. It sound like yeah. Sound like that's over. Okay. I don't think a think was in there. It sound like it was over in my personal. Okay. But best of luck to you. But yeah, Tori, that ain't your, like, you're not upset about what the people said about him. You was already thinking that about him yourself. Okay, you know his goofy personality. He gonna stand up and be on stage. Oh, thanks, guys, and da 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 da, and whoop de whoop, and I appreciate it, and be the clown that he is. Your issue is all the other stuff before that. You don't. The guy's just got in his tail last week. The guy and pretty much all the guys, right? I don't think Sean said anything, but Mecca said something. Cam said something. Adam said something. Maybe even one of the girls chimed in on Felipe last week. So you already know how these people feel about Felipe. That's not your issue. To see everybody like Felipe, Felipe, Felipe. Now you just trying to find something. And also, I'm not gonna hold y'all feel a way about it. Tori going to the room to sit down and not chat with the other ladies in that room, it definitely gave every bit of somebody come talk to me, somebody come check on me. Those type of people do be annoying me a little bit. Y'all just want somebody to come and say, what's wrong? What's wrong? Why you like that? What happened? I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna give you that alone time that you craving. Check on you in the bed. Hello? Because that's what she really wanted. All the other girls in the room having a good time talking about stuff. And then you in here just sobbing with the door open. I'm not sobbing, but just sitting there with the door open, hoping somebody will come by and ask you what's up. Girl, bye. Either way, best of luck. Okay, best of luck. You guys can leave your thoughts and comments down below, honey. That is all that I have on Married at First Sight, episode 16. Like up the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.